Meanwhile, the Director of Criminal Investigations, Ndegwa Muhoro, has told the National Assembly's Public Accounts Committee that the payment of 791 million shillings by the National Youth Service to various companies was fraudulent. Muhoro says investigations showed there was falsified introduction of additional zeros on local purchase orders and other documents used to process the payment, in which the government lost millions of Kenya shillings. Detectives from the Banking Anti-Fraud Unit and Cybercrime Unit dismissed claims that the former NYS Deputy Director General Adan Harakhe password was hacked. Patrick Amimo has more.
Since we are investigating.
The Director of Criminal Investigations, Ndegwa Muhoro, was accompanied by Chief Inspector Simon Kipruto, who is the head of Cybercrime Unit, and Corporal Jeremiah Sautet from the Banking Anti-Fraud Unit. The detectives shared with lawmakers evidence of massive and suspicious money transfers between the NYS and businessman Ben Gevi and Josephine Kabura.
The amount in the IFMIS report was different from the one on the LPOs, that is a code duplicate. A digit zero had been introduced fraudulently at the end of the amount figures to inflate the total amount against each transaction number.
The investigations team also opened a parallel investigation focusing on money trail, identification of proceeds of crime, and the persons involved. Several suspects have been arraigned in court over the theft of 721 million shillings from NYS.
At 03:41 p.m., Josephine Kabura withdrew from her reinforced concrete account 20 million. At 03:42, Josephine Kabura withdrew from her Beacon company for 20 million. So you can see a withdrawal come late, a deposit come first.
But the decision by the Director of Public Prosecution, Keriako Tobiko, not to charge the former NYS Deputy Director General Adan Harakhe with the scandal raised eyebrows among members. Harakhe claimed his password was stolen to commit the fraud.
Integrity of the system, IFMIS system, can only be compromised if the person who was authoritative to it gave out their passwords, or the browser picked it up in the course of transacting business, and that is where possibly a malware has been introduced to pick in a transaction, or possibly if he wrote it somewhere and somebody picked it.
From Mr. Harakhe's machine also, we were able to note that he logged in onto his machine using his username, Harakhe A, and his password. And from the analysis also of the machine is that we did not find any malicious software that could be used to actually sieve or steal a password from the said machine.
What is it that we are seeing on Harakhe? Is this man having all the impunity on heart? We have a list of interdictions, several interdictions, but the officer was rising like I don't know what. So this is a Simon Makonde that is really disturbing. What were the reasons?
What you got from the DPP is that now he changed from a prosecutor, from a suspect
to a witness.
And we are shocked by that.
All these things we're talking about hacking do not exist. I think all these were deliberate moves which were done to defraud the government of all these funds.
There are ongoing investigations into 21 other companies over suspected fraudulent payments totaling 999.3 million shillings, which escalates the money stolen at NYS so far to 1.8 billion shillings. Josephine Kabura, one of the persons of interest in the NYS scandal, will appear before the committee in a fortnight. The Director of Public Prosecutions, Keriako Tobiko, will also appear before the committee to explain why he could not charge Adan Harakhe with the fraud. Patrick Amimo, KTN News, Parliament.